So let's get started with the presentation. So hello everybody, we are here for the first episode of the second session, which is the best practices into SWOOD designs, and I'm Emmanuel Savio speaking from Ethical Company. So just a quick overview of all the other sessions that are planned. So the next ones are the SWOODCAM best practices and the tips and tricks into SWOOD designs and tips and tricks into SWOODCAM for April. So regarding this presentation, we will see all the different topics. So first, all the different options to activate, and then how to capitalize on projects, how to manage frame projects, curved projects, see deeper how the panel manager works and what are the benefits, and finally, SWOODCAM with SWOOD designs. So just before starting this presentation, we'll see just a short introductions of SWOOD designs that will allow you to see all the major features that are available into SWOOD designs. So with SWOOD designs, we will be able to create all different projects and we'll create different cabinets and specific frame, such as this one. So you will be able to insert all the different panels of your frame quite easily. Well, then once that is done, you will be able then to manage all different things in it. So we will be able to manage all the different material, connectors, SWOOD boxes. So we'll see then here how to manage the materials. So you can see that with an easy drag and drop, we can easily change the material of the complete design. Then we can go deeper on the specific panel and to manage its material. So for example, if the material has grain direction, you can change it for a specific value or custom value that you can fill in, and then you can also set some stock extension for this specific panel. So then you will be able also to manage easily all the different connectors that you want to apply here. So with an easy scrap in the box, you can select all the different surface that's where you want to apply the connectors. So at this stage, as you can see on the left, you can already manage all the different settings of these connectors, such as its parametric features into SWOOD designs. So then once we have applied our connectors, so we are inserting all the different components and all the different drillings which match with all the different location. Then we can add some SWOOD boxes. So as you can see here, with a drag and drop from the libraries, we can detect all the different blue area, the blue volumes, where we can insert all these SWOOD boxes, and you can see that in fact it will fit to these detected volumes. So as you can see with the SWOOD boxes, we can insert different components, but we can also insert some drillings, some machinings directly with these features. So at this stage, our designing is fully parametric. So as you can see, if we change the global settings of the frame, it will impact the global designs. So that was just a quick overview of what we can do into SWOOD designs to have a better understanding of what's coming. So let's get started with the options to activate. So first, the template link that we have to create into the SOLIDWORKS options and go through the file location and fill the templates that you have into your SWOOD data. So you will find them into SWOOD data, SWOOD designs, and the templates. And this link will allow you to create the specific tab of SWOOD into the new document for SolidWorks at the beginning. You will also have the large assembly. So for this specific settings, you have to uncheck into the option and assemblies the both options that you have below opening a large assembly. So you can uncheck them or fill a really high value. So this option are due to the fact that if we have a large assembly and we load it into a lightweight mode, we will not have the access of all the information that we need for the reports, for example. So that's something which is quite important. So then one of the major settings, which is the dynamic highlights that we can have from the graphic view. That is something really important because it's with this option that we can drag and drop all the different features such as SWOOD boxes, connectors, and so on. So you will find it into the options of SolidWorks and into display, and then you have the checkbox. So then I think that is also important with SWOOD designs, and I mean with the SolidWorks templates that you have with the part and the assembly template, is to declare the ZDUP template. So as you can see here, as a default in SolidWorks, you have this kind of coordinate system orientation. So we will update this one with the ZDUP. So since SolidWorks 2020, you have these options into the orientation windows that you can access with the spacebar. So once you have selected the ZDUP option, it's still not correct. So we will now update the current view. So we will define this view as the front view. So now, as we have created the correct orientation for the coordinate system into SolidWorks, we will save this document as a template, and then we will have access to this document later for new documents. So then here in the type of the document, we will change it by the parts templates. Then you can rename the document as you want. You can fill another specific name if you need it, and then you save it. So by this way, with the new documents into SolidWorks, this specific template is now available, and you have now updated your current one, or you have created a new one. And as you can see into the template, the coordinate system orientation is still correct. Okay, so you have to reply this operation into the assembly mode, and this will allow you to have into the reports all the correct orientation for the images and so on. Okay. So then some option, but to customize a bit the SolidWorks interface and to work easily with SWOOD and SolidWorks. So as for the mouse gesture, as you can see here, you have a quick overview of what I'm currently using and what it's helped me to work faster. So for example, at the part level, you have some settings such as creating a new program settings, creating the origins, for example, to have different views with only the edges or the full one, and at the assembly level, the how to create a nesting directly from there, to manage all the material and the edge benches on the left, the connectors on the bottom right, and the bottom to generate reports. So that's the major features that I can use with the mouse gesture really easily and really oftenly. One of the other thing that we can customize is the shortcut bar that we have when we press the right click onto the mouse. So then when we are doing the right click and then right click into the top area, we have the customize which are shown, and if we select it, then we will be able to select a specific features from SWOOD designs, and you just have then to drag and drop it into this area, and then this feature will be available. So in this area, I personally use only the edit panel command and the edit frame command. That's something which is also quite really useful. Um, Other things that are now the keyboard shortcuts in our designs, as we have to deal with a lot of planes and sketches. That's also shortcuts that are really useful. So to create them, you have to go through the feature tab that you have on the top. Then in the search for bar, you just have to write the feature that you want to find and where you want to create the shortcuts. So when you found it, you select it and you create the combination of the key to create the shortcuts. And now that's something which is created. So then we have seen everything about how to customize and what are the options to select for SWOOD and SOLIDWORKS. So now we will see how to capitalize on projects. We will think that we have two major things, two major strategy that we can think for how to capitalize on projects. So the first one is to use the frame template. So you can define something which is completely blank, I mean without any SWOOD boxes and without any components. So you define it into your library, then you can copy it and you can use it now as something that is really unique. I mean the copy will create other components, so there is no links between these designs and the previous ones. And then here you can also create a different designs with all the different dimensions, with different materials. But the real thing is that there is no links between the designs that we are doing here and the designs that we are coming from. Okay, there are really two different designs, and they are completely unique. Okay, so that was the first step. So to use a frame which is completely blank, but we have the main structure of this one, and by this way we can work easily and work faster. So that was the first point on the how to capitalize on projects. The second strategy is in fact almost the same one than the first one, but we can use a finished product. So into the frame library, we can save finished products. So for example, here I'm creating a copy of this specific designs, and I'm saving it into a folder outside the SWOOD data. Then I'm applying all the different changes that I want to apply into my designs. So I'm make some change into all the different SWOOD boxes that I have. So for example, changing the number of shells and so on. Maybe change all the dimensions with the shortcuts of the edit frame, and then when I'm happy with the result, I save it. And then I will be able to drag and drop the folder where I've saved my documents. So here I have now an access of the specific document that I've modified. So we are not creating a copy of the folder into the SWOOD data. We are just creating a specific link between the folder where our project is saved and the graphic area of SWOOD designs to the right. Okay, so that's the second strategy that we can define for how to capitalize on projects. So with these methods, all the benefits are that you will save a lot of time by creating all the different libraries that you will need, by creating all the different designs that you will reuse, and that's the way you will capitalize on it. And it will also allow you to create some standards designs and so on. So it will make your full process shorter, and of course your efficiency will be increased by this way. So now let's go to the next topics, which is the frame project. So in these topics, we will mainly see how to start a design and how to think of it. And the best practice is to see when you have to create a new project. So, do not hesitate to make a rough draft before starting designing. This will help you to find all different things that you have to improve and so on. And then when you have your draft, you will be able then to create all the different references into your SolidWorks. So for example, as you can see here, all the planes. Then take time to check if all the different panels that you have inserted and so on are fully defined, well defined and so on. Then you have also to think to the designing order. I mean, even if we talked about something different than this one, if, for example, your designs have a back panel and something else, think that this back panel will change the volume and the area where you will build the other panel. So all the other panel will be constrained onto this back panel and so on. So thanks to the order that there is something that have to be first and then the other one. Then once you have finished your designs, make a quick test at the end to see if everything is correct, if everything moves correctly, and so on. Okay, so just check it. Take time to check if everything is okay. Sorry. So here in this short video, we will see an example of the design that we have seen before. So we'll insert all the different panels for these designs with using all the shortcuts that you have on the right here. So with the C key, we can easily define all the different dimension and mates for the panel. Then with the Control key and the mouth gesture, we can duplicate a panel. With his constraints, with the T key, we can swap the top level of the panel and so on. So there is a lot of shortcuts which are available into these specific features. And as you can see here also, you just have to stretch the different arrows onto the geometry, onto all the different planes and so on. So that's why it was really important to think about it before starting designing, because here we are sure that we do not have left any planes and so on. Okay. So as you can see also there, you can stretch all the different panels onto panel surfaces, planes, and you also have these little orange points. At this stage, you also have the possibility to see that if the panel is well defined or not. And then at the end, you have seen that we have creating all the different equations and mates for all the complete designs. So that's how we process for this kind of projects. So then here we'll see how to do it with the curved projects. So with the main idea, do not hesitate also to make a quick draft. It would really help you to see how to design it. With the curved project, we advise to create skeleton at the assembly level. So this skeleton will help you for the future if you want to make some changes onto your designs. It will be replied on all the components. So that's why you have to constrain everything on this skeleton into your designs. And well, one of the feature that is advised is to use the thin extrude boss base into SolidWorks. So with all of this, you will be able to create a curved project which will be fully parametric also. So then, once you have created all the different panel of your designs, you have to define them as a curved panel. So you can go through the edit panel and then define them as a curved one, and then apply them a material and so on. So you will have the dimension of the stock dimension of your panel and so on. So then let's go through the panel manager features, which is one of the 2020 version new features. So this panel manager will help you to deal with multi-bodies projects and with 3D models coming from other CAD solutions, for example, step file and so on. So here, in this short video, we will see how to process with these features. So here I've got an example of multi-body parts. So then I've cutted it to machine them and to define a smaller piece of wood. And then I used the save bodies features that you have into SolidWorks. And by this way, we will create something like classical. I mean that we will have assemblies and then all the different parts as you have on to the left. And by this way, we have each different bodies separated in each different parts. Okay. At this stage, we can run the panel manager features. And then when you run it, as you can see, it will detect all the different parts that we have into the assembly. Then with the algorithm, we can create the automatic orientation directly with it. So the pink edge that you can see is the front edge. It will then also detect all the different thicknesses that you have into your model. So here I have only one, but here it will allow you then to choose the material that you want to apply on all these thicknesses. So that's what we have seen there. And then into a third part of these features, you will be able to manage panel by panel the top face, the front edge, and so on. Okay. So, and as you can see there, in each different part, you have the material that we have selected before. So this will be really helpful because we will now able to run a report with all the different informations. We have created the correct orientations on each panel. So if we want now to create programs in it, it will be automatically well defined and so on. Okay. So that's why all the benefits that we have into the panel manager is that it will allow you to save a lot of time and to work easily with other company, to deal with a sub constructor and so on. Okay, and this is also um, give you a broad approach of the designs. I mean, we do not have to stay focused on only one method. We can use two different methods, such as the multi-body method and the classic one with the assemblies and parts level method. Okay, so that was all for the panel manager. And then if we go through the last topics of this presentation, which is the CAM in SWOOD Design. So why we are talking about it here, it's because both are really linked together. We will just see quite overview of what we can do and how to define all the panels into SWOOD designs, and I think that you will see in details into the SWOOD CAM webinar best practices, how to manage all the different machinings and so on. So here, just to define your panel, you take a panel coming from your panel library, then you create a new program settings in it, and then you just have to drag and drop some machining strategy in it. Okay, you can create different program settings in it with different post processors and different orientation and so on. Okay, so this method is that the benefit of it is that when you will create some designs, you will also create all the programs at the same time. So this is a huge gain of time, and it will be increased the time of your full process, and of course the efficiency will be increased also. Okay, so that's all for this presentation. Do not hesitate if you have any questions, if you want to see something deeper and so on.